One of the issues that you have to deal with when you're traveling around to a lot of these countries in Southeast Asia is ATM withdrawals. There are a lot that will actually not let you withdraw much money at all. So you're constantly on the hunt for finding which ATM machines will give you the most money so that you don't end up having to make multiple transactions and then paying through the nose to your home bank for each transaction fee. So right now I'm in Vietnam, and I've probably tried at least 7 or 8 different banks around here. I'm on the south side of the river, kind of near the beach, and if I recall correctly, Saigon Bank would only let me withdraw, what was it, 1.5 million, no, 3 million dong. Sounds like a lot, but 3 million dong is actually, well, 1 million dong is $43 US or $59 Canadian. So it's like less than $180 Canadian or $130 US. It's not a lot of money. I mean, yeah, it goes further here, that is true, but it's still not enough for a very long time. So you end up having to keep making withdrawals over and over again, and it kills you with all the service charges because you get hit at both ends. So when I was withdrawing from Saigon Bank, because that was the one that was closest to my hotel at the time, they were charging 1.5% on top of the withdrawal. And then my bank at home was charging me like 3.5% plus another $5 fee for the withdrawal. Holy sh! I mean, think about that. I'm withdrawing $180, but I'm paying 1.5% on this end, 3.5% on that end, so that's 5%, plus the other $5. That's a lot in service fees if you need a lot of money, you know. So one of the things that is kind of important to do is finding the right ATM, and this applies to pretty much every country I've been to so far. So okay, here in Vietnam, the best bank I have found of all of them that I've tried so far is VP Bank. And the reason that's the best one is because they allow you to withdraw up to, well, so far I've tried 10 million Vietnamese dong and I was able to do it. So 10 million, you know, is pretty good, because at the other end I only get charged once for the transaction instead of withdrawing 3 million, you know, 3 times or 4 times. So I save a lot of money that way. They advertise no service charge, but I don't think that's true, because when I looked at my statement afterwards, you know, when I compared it to what I was supposed to be getting on the Google exchange rate, or the exchange rate that I found on Google, didn't quite match up. It was a couple dollars more, but like I said, I'm only getting the transaction fee once, so I'm still saving money overall. I also found out that it's better to use, I have 2 bank accounts back home, one at TD and one at Tangerine, and TD charges me 3.5% plus $5 for each withdrawal. Tangerine charges me 2.5% plus $3 for each withdrawal. So I'm saving a couple of bucks more that way as well. So yeah, so if you're here in Vietnam, or at least in Danang, the best bank I've found so far is VP Bank. And like I said, I've tried 6 or 7. I went to HSBC, and you can withdraw, I think, up to 7 million there, if I recall correctly, and they charge you 2% as a service charge, which is quite a bit. Now, you know, when I was in Hanoi years ago, 5 years ago, and I actually have it written down, so I looked it up, and I was able to withdraw 16 million Vietnamese dong in one go. So I don't know if you can still do that or not. I haven't been to Hanoi since then, but I was in Saigon back in December, and I went to Citibank, and the most I could withdraw was 6 million. So I don't know, but the point here anyway is when you're traveling around, if you're going to be, I mean, if you're only here for a week, you take out a whack of cash, it's probably not going to make that big a difference. But if you're here for a little bit of time and you're going to be making withdrawals over and over again, it's definitely worth hunting for the right bank, you know, the one that's going to charge you the least. So go around and find out. But like I said, if you're in Danang, VP Bank is the one I've found to be the best. If you're in the Philippines, I found that in the Philippines, HSBC gave me the best rate. I would go to Rockwell. When I was in Makati in Manila, I would go to Rockwell Mall. No, Power Plant Mall, sorry, in Rockwell. And they had, I think it was HSBC, right? And they would let me withdraw up to around $1,000 Canadian, 40,000 pesos. And I think that was limited more by my bank, maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, I could never withdraw more than what turned out to be about $1,000 Canadian. Okay, I'm gonna try to cross the road without dying here. Crossing the road in Vietnam's always an adventure. So anyway, so my findings, you'll have to experiment yourself as we don't die here. But definitely go around to different banks. My findings, like I said, here in Danang is VP Bank. If I was in Hanoi, I would try Citibank again because I had a really good experience with that last time. In Saigon, Citibank, 6 million is the maximum I was able to take. In the Philippines, HSBC definitely by far was the best ATM to go to, at least for me. In Indonesia, Indonesia was tricky. The most I was able to withdraw was 3 million rupiah, which is about $300 Canadian. There are other banks that only let you withdraw 2 million or 1 million. So, you know, that's not a lot. And if you're paying each time, it adds up. So in Indonesia, in Jakarta, HSBC let me take 3 million, and it's hot, I'm sweating. And if you couldn't get to HSBC, there's also CINB, I think Niaga is the name of the bank. And there I could take 3 million as well. So I was able to get the most from those two. When I went to Bali, the best bank ATM I found was Mayfair. So if you're in Bali and you want to take out as much as possible, go to Mayfair Bank ATM. When I was in Taiwan and in Kuala Lumpur, I wasn't in either of those places long enough to worry about transaction fees, and I was always able to take out enough wherever I happened to go. I don't remember, but wherever I happened to go when I arrived, I was able to take out enough to cover, you know, the week that I was there. So yeah, this is VP Bank, the one that I'm going to. If you search Google, you'll find it, no problem. The one I come to here is on the south side of the river, along the main road that runs north-south along the river. Up that way is Vincom Center, a mall. And if you go down that way, well, I don't really know what's that way exactly. More stuff. South, if you keep going, you'll get to Hoi An. So, all right, so here we are, VP Bank. That's it. This video is not as short as I thought it would be because I ramble. But anyway, definitely look around for the best ATM when you're traveling. Watch out for those service fees. Also experiment with different bank accounts if you've got more than one back home. Like each transaction I make, I can now save like $5 extra just because I changed the bank I'm using. So yeah, and if you have any information about which is your favorite bank when you're traveling, let us know. Put it in the comments. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.